see businesses as standalone entities made up of different systems. And then it's about getting the right people in the right places to make sure that those are operated smoothly.
Okay, so this is the very short clip related with the system. Okay, so based on the video, anyone catch up the most important thing, the most important sentence from this speaker? Anyone catch up the most important keyword that the speaker just said? Anyone catch up?
Rock your world as a business owner, and it can start to help you build a business that works without you. Once you have systemised and automated your business and it runs without you, that's when you turn into what I call a complete entrepreneur. You see businesses as standalone entities made up of different systems. And then it's about getting the right people in the right places to make sure that those are operated smoothly.
Okay, he say that, if you notice, he said that entrepreneur is when you are actually doesn't have so much control of your business, and the business cannot stand alone. They are a combination of several systems. Several system means that you put a right person, right people in the right place. What does it mean? Does it mean that you in the organization is the combination of several systems, and it is consists of a right person in the right place. So what does it mean? It means that we all have our different talent, right? Some people are very good and then have a education background in finance, so they really have assumed that the person has expertise in the finance. We cannot put it in the production, even though they can learn, but it's easier if they put the person according to their own expertise. Okay, for us, for example, you are in the manager. Maybe in the future you are more suitable with like in the human resources or in the management or marketing area, because you learn about most likely about the customer relation. So putting a right person to the right place is very important. If you put a person that extrovert, like they always like to, there's some people that they are very happy to speak in a lot of people. I think this is person that is suitable for the advertisement or marketing. But some people that they're very shy. I don't want to speak to a lot of people. I don't want to meet a lot of people. I prefer to in the office. So maybe they are more suitable in the back office or maybe in the finance, because they are not need to meet a lot of people. If they are detailed, or maybe they are very how to say systematic and structured, maybe this kind of person more likely suitable with like accounting, or maybe suitable with the quality control, because they need to be detailed about the product. So, however, again, system is a combination. Several organization is combination of several systems, and the system consists of people that we need to put in the right place. Okay. So the system makes an operation done successfully in a given environment to achieve the objective set by top management. A system may define as an interacting or interdependent group of items forming a unified whole. So a system may define as an interacting, they interact each other, or interdependent group of items forming a unified whole. That's why they can create an organization. That's why they have in the organization, they have several departments, right? Department A, Department B, Department C, and then they interact each other so that the business can run smoothly. Okay, so please digest first. A system defined as an interacting or interdependent group of items forming a unified whole. Okay, so the illustration just like our digestive system. When we eat something and then we goes to our mouth and then go to our digestive system, consists of various organs. Our body consists of various organs which are capable of extracting the sugar, carbohydrate, protein, other semi-colloidal food, and liquids, and we ingest. We eat. Okay, so a business system just like our digestive system when we eat something. So a business system can operate to convert raw material into finished good. Okay, well the finished good is just our energy, so we can have energy to do something. Okay, so just imagine that our business system, just like our digestive system. Of course, there is a waste, but the main power, the main outcome, the main output is our energy. Okay. So business, just like in a business system, and digestive system is like looks like similar. The concept is similar. We put something input, and then we process, and then output is energy. Of course, there is a waste, but it's not the main outcome. The main outcome is the energy for our body system. But the business system, of course, the main product is the finished good that's ready to sell and make profit. Okay. So this is the illustration of the system approach to organization. Okay, another example is a real example, Starbucks. So Starbucks applied a system approach in its operation. Coffee bean, the input is coffee bean, the coffee beans, are sourced through global supply chain, processed and brewed using standardized method or process, and delivered to customer with consistent service and store ambience or output. So the coffee bean, and then they brew, and then they do some process, and then the output is the coffee. Okay, so this is the real example. Until now, any question before we go to the different type of system? Anyone? Any question? Please digest first. Okay, so the system approach, or there are several types of concepts in the system approach. There are 3 concepts. There are a number of important concepts illustrate the system approach to organization. They are the chain event concept, the state transition concept, and the life cycle concept. Please keep in mind first, there is a chain of event concept, state transition concept, and life cycle concept. Please digest first. Chain of event, the state transition, and life cycle. Okay. We will take a look one by one what is the difference between the chain effect, state transition, and life cycle. The chain effect is any, the definition refers to any decision or event in a system can cause a series of reactions throughout other subsystems. So if there is some problem, they also will give impact to another subsystem inside the organization. You can sit in front, that's also okay. So again, the chance effect is, so any decision or event in a system that can cause a series of reactions throughout other subsystems, and these effects can either amplify and spread or diminish or disappear. Okay, so that if there is something happen, it will impact another subsystem in the organization. For example, rising wages or raising the salary or wages in one department might increase overall cost, potentially threatening the company's stability. Managers who focus narrowly on immediate outcome without considering the broader impact on the entire system risk harming the organization. They need to anticipate the wider consequences of their decision. So the main point is when a company would like to raise the salary, of course, they will impact to the finance department because they will also increase overall cost. Okay, you got what I mean? When a company decide to give more money, more salary to the employee, it's good, and maybe the productivity is increased. But actually, it also create another problem in the finance because raising wages or raising salary will improve or increase overall costs. Okay, this is we call it chain effect. What happened now is also impact to another department. Okay, please digest first. This is still the example number 1. Please digest first. Now it's 9:30. Let's first our attendance. For IB student, please prepare your phone. For IB, International Business Student, please prepare your phone and scan the QR code. Okay. This is for IB student, International Business Student. Okay. Please check the attendance by yourself. Please check after you scan. Check it whether it's successful or not. Some people they think the successfully scanned, but it's not. So please check. Any of IB student cannot scan the QR code? Please raise your hand. Is IB student you cannot scan? Okay, please meet me in the break time. Okay. How about you? This is IB. Can you? Okay, can. So only you, Kevin, right? Okay, good. Anyone else cannot scan the QR code? Please raise your hand. For IB student, all good? All set? Okay. Now we move to the SSM, Smart Service Management. Please prepare your phone for the first hour attendance. Okay, please scan the QR code for SSM student. Make sure you scan successfully, okay? Check by yourself. This is for SSM student. Any SSM student cannot scan the QR code, please raise your hand. Any SSM student cannot scan, please raise your hand. All good. This is for SSM student. Please raise your hand if you cannot scan the QR code. And make sure you scan successfully. Okay. All good? Set? You cannot scan? Okay, please make sure you can since you last week also cannot scan, right? So please make sure that you your phone is okay. Okay. So only you for SSM, right? Cannot scan. Good. Anyone else for SSM cannot scan? Raise your hand. Good. Okay, now we're still in the chain event. Example number 2, a company decides to cut customer service staff to save costs. Okay, there's a company, they cut customer service staff to save the cost. Initially, it's doing very good, it's doing well. This reduces expenses, but over time, Customer face longer wait times, leading to dissatisfaction and negative review. So the company would like to cut customer service and then to save some money. It works. But in the end, there is another problem appears, which is customer face longer wait times and leading to dissatisfaction and negative review. So this is the example of chain event. One thing happen, impact to another things in the one organization. Okay, please digest first. This is chain event. Okay. Now it's number 2, state transition. The state transition concept expand on the chain of effect. So state transition is the continuity or the expand version or the more bigger version from the chain of effect. Chain of effect is the first we just talked about just now. And then state transition is the expand or the longer or the bigger version. By modeling how a system moves from one state to another. At any moment, an organization is in a specific state. Okay. Decisions and influences in this state create a chain of effect leading to the organization to a new state. So if the chain effect keep going, it will change the organization to the new state, a new era, a new phase. In this new state, further external influences and decision will again change the state. So not only the problem not only come internal but also external. Okay, chain effect. If there's a one something happened, they will impact another part in the organization. And then if it's keep going on, the factor not only from internal but also external, so that the organization move from the initial state or previous state to the new state or the new level. Okay? Managers need to understand how decisions cause problems and interact with the system to predict outcomes better and optimize the result of their action. Okay? Okay, so the point is like what I say, the chain effect is something happen internally, they will impact another part internally. But if it's keep going, it not also it will impact from external factor and then make the organization or business move to a new state. So we call it state transition. Let's take a look to the example. A company launches a new product. This is the initial state or the first state. The launch generates high customer interest, increasing sales, profit, moving company to a new growth state. However, because a lot of demand leading to delay and customer complaint, this is because of the chain effect. So the company must adjust production or risk shifting into the state of declining customer satisfaction and sales. So this is the state transition. So the first one, they would like to launch a new product. Okay, the sales is good, the profit is high. Suddenly, because a lot of customer, there is a delay, and then slowly a lot of customers dissatisfied, and then they're going down to the declining state. So from the good state, move to the decline or the lower state, a new state. Okay, this is the example. Sample number 2, Apple. Apple was once mainly known for MacBook or an iPod. Mac and iPods. iPod is for the listening to the music, I guess. Okay. This is the initial state. And then they decide to launch the iPhone, like what we know right now, a iPhone, to create a chain of effect, which is massive customer interest, rising sales, and reshape smartphone market. Okay, there's a chain effect, and then this move Apple into new state because there are a lot of external factors such as competition from Samsung or evolving technology forced Apple to transition again, and this time expanding into services, wearables, and AI. So before Samsung and Apple, they only create Mac and iPod, and then they would like to create a new variant of product, which is iPhone. Okay, so the initial state is this one, Mac and iPods, and then they would like to create a new product. The sales is increased. The sales is accepted by the customer. This is the chain effect. Suddenly, because of a lot of happy using iPhone, so they need to compete with another phone like Samsung. So the Apple phone needs to innovate, such as using AI or improve the camera or something. So they cruise to the new state, which is the competitive phone Apple phone era. So this is the new level or the new state. Okay, please digest first. So transition is the combination between chain and transition. This is the example. Initially, Netflix was dominant streaming service in the US. As domestic growth slowed, it expanded internationally, facing new competitors and cultural challenges. So there is external factor, and this decision shifted Netflix into a new phase of global expansion, where it gained a new markets but also deal with higher risk and complexity. So the initial or the previous phase is this one, streaming service only in the US, and then because of they expand, so they become globally. Of course, they need to improve that. Make Netflix now is in the global expansion. This is the new state. Okay, please digest first. Usually, transition, if you notice, in the transition, they influenced by external factors. For example, new competitors, cultural challenges. And then, for example, this one is competition again from Samsung. So usually in the transition, they have external factors that influence they need to change. This is also customer delay, customer complaint. This is also external factor, right? So they need to adjust themselves. So usually in the state of transition, they have a factor from external, where the chain factor, they only from the internal. Usually, okay? So this is the keyword. So the chain reaction throughout other subsystem. So the impact is only impact another subsystem, while transition is leading to organization to a new state. Further external influences and decision will again change the state. So what makes the organization move is because of the external influences. Okay. So please try to find the keyword to differentiate to differentiate between chain and transition. Okay. Please judge this first. Okay, so please try to digest first. There is in the transition phase below. This is a transition phase. please mention which one is the initial phase and which one is the new state. So I would like to ask you which one is the initial phase and which one in the new phase or a new state. Okay. Netflix started as DVD rental by mail company. As internet use grew, it decided to shift to online streaming. This decision triggered a chain of effect, greater convenience for customer and decline of its DVD business. However, this transition phase moved Netflix from being physical DVD rental service into digital streaming platform. Okay, so this is the example of transition phase. Now, I would like to ask you which one is the initial phase and which one is the new phase. Okay, anyone would like to answer? Please raise your hand. Okay. Which one is the initial phase and which one is the new phase?
The initial phase was the DVD rental by mail companies.
Okay, and then?
Usage was when it decided to online streaming.
Okay, so this is the new state, correct. I would like to ask you what factor make the Netflix move from the previous or before phase to the new state? What factor?
Because of more internet users, and so it decided to pursue that because it is more profitable.
Okay, that's correct. So this is the example of transition. So there is the initial phase is the DVD rental. You know DVD rental using a CD, and then because of the internet user, nobody know watching DVD. Anyone still watching DVD? I don't think so, right? But I think you still. Okay, you have the DVD compact. Oh wow, okay. But I know that nowadays they have like 50 years ago there is like a for the music, like a music, then they have like a, I don't know how do you call it, like very old, and then they have like a speaker, and we used to put it. I think it's very very classic. Now the vintage people try to recollect this kind of game, but it's very few. But nowadays we use Netflix or maybe use another streaming, right? Okay, so this is kind of sample. Okay. Anyone have a different opinion maybe? Good. Would like to have another question, another example. Discussion number 2. This is the example of transition phase. Well, I would like to ask you which one is the initial state and which one is the new state. Okay. Starbucks became a small coffee bean retailer in the Seattle, US again. When management decided to open cafes serving freshly brewed coffee, it created a chain of effect, more customer traffic, stronger brand recognition, and rapid expansion. This transition phase shifted Starbucks from being local cafe to international retailer cafe brand. Okay. Later, external influences such as changing consumer habit and competition from local cafe pushed Starbucks to transition again by focusing on digitally ordering, mobile payment, and loyalty programs. Okay, so just first, I would like to ask you what is the initial state and which one is the new state? Anyone? No? Please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. First, Leah.
Its initial state is being a coffee retailer, just a coffee retailer.
Small shop, right?
Yeah.
In where?
In Seattle.
Seattle, right? And then?
And its new state is basically an international brand, a coffee brand. So it's expanding.
Expand all over the
As
world.
a franchise, so there's a lot of branches everywhere.
Why they suddenly what external factor that makes them suddenly explode and then become internationally recognized?
Of course, they want to expand their brand so that it's more recognizable to everyone. So when they think of coffee, they think of Starbucks. So,
Okay.
more people are also more accessible to their programs.
I
and
see.
maybe their digital ordering. So
Okay.
that it's easier when they want to get coffee. It's just more, basically more known.
No. Okay. Good. Thank you. So, right, this is the initial state. Is the small coffee shop maybe in the Seattle, and then Maybe the flavor is very good, and then maybe a lot of people come, and then why don't we outside the Seattle? Why don't you open outside the Seattle? And then they open the new store, and then they become internationally. Sifa, you want to try? No? Oh, no, okay. Actually, I still have another. There is a two phase, initial state and the new state. There's two new state actually. They in the paragraph. Anyone would like to try? Anyone would like to try? Oh yeah, Hinata.
The new state.
Yeah.
I think the new state is on desktop or the mobile payments.
Okay, it's a new state, right? Okay. So, can you please explain again what is the initial state? Can you repeat once again? What is the
initial state is small copies in very small shop.
okay in Seattle, right?
Yeah.
And then they move to
New state.
to the is shifted term from international, and then nowadays they have a online shop.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the another new state. There is a second new state. Very good. Hinata is 56, right? Okay, good. Move to. Do I still have another? Okay, good. Now, the third type is life cycle. So the life cycle concept suggests that certain subsystems within an organization have predictable phases. So you can predict, like what I say, like you know that somehow fashion is always how to repeat it, right? Like that's why I was mistaken but it was like in the 90s something. The hair for boy is like how to say in the middle and the middle how to say divided in the middle like this one, like nowadays Korean style like this one. So they moved like 20 years ago, and then before when my grandfather was still young, it was like in the come to the right or come to the left. So it's move again. Maybe in several 100 years they can the fashion repeat once again. So life cycle just like concept that the organization have predictable phase. It's supposed to be repeat once again in the future. Okay, for example, a product might be popular for a short time or for several years. Managers need to anticipate this life cycle in their planning. If a product or activity has a known duration, managers should prepare for its end. This might involve retraining staff or not replacing employees who leave, so they can be reassigned to other roles as the life cycle concludes. I think this is why like Apple or iPhone, they are always launch a new product literally once in a year, like in the summertime. Like even like some not only phone, I think like some music album, some artists they would like to launch a new album like annually because they know that the music now is changing. Another example, a technology company releases a popular smartphone model, and then over time sales peak as demand grows, but eventually the product becomes outdated as new models and competitors emerge. It's like a phone. They launch a new product, and then of course in the sometime people are tired and then they're bored, and they need to keep update the model, the version, and to anticipate this, the company gradually shift resources to develop next generation phone and reduce production of old model, ensuring a smooth transition before the current product life cycle ends. So this is the example of life cycle. So it's easier. I think nowadays like a phone is just like a candy bar. This is just like a block. Somehow it's kind of boring, but when I was young, the model of the phone is very various. You can flip Nowadays we have flip. They can slide. There's a slide is sliding, and some Nokia have very innovative design. Even they have like the one that they have like a lipstick, or they have like the model is very various. Nowadays the phone have the only candy bar like this one. So maybe in the future, people gonna be tired of this model and then try to find another model. Okay. I think we can discuss this later. Let's take a break first for 10 minutes. You can take a rest, go to the restroom, wash your face if you feel sleepy. You can wash your face so you can come back and refresh. Okay? Take a break for 10 minutes.
这个怎么看？按一下，这个吗？这个吗？还是等下按然后就
Johnson?
아, 研究一下
What is your last ticket number?
这个吧，应该是这个是关的，这个关了就直接关
What is your
了，
last
这个
ticket
暂停。
number? 04. Okay.
等一下可以按这个。
0